Good morning, children. This is the third session of Standard 10th Civics, Chapter 1, Indian Constitution. Session 1, Indian Constitution, Introduction, the need for a Constitution, making of Indian Constitution, salient features of Indian Constitution, Preamble. In Session 2, we learnt Citizenship, Citizenship Act of 1955, acquisition of citizenship by birth, by descent, by registration, by naturalization, by incorporation of territory, loss of citizenship, fundamental rights, rights to constitutional remedies, Article 32, suspension of fundamental rights, directive principles of state policy. The directive principles of state policy are enumerated in Part 4 of the Constitution from Article 36 to 51. On the basis of the content and direction, they can be classified into three broad categories: socialist, Gandhian, and liberal intellectual. But these are not enforceable by the court. The government is duty bound to apply these principles while making laws. The directive principles of state policy aim to promote the social welfare of the people. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar described it as novel features of the Constitution. Differences between fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy. Fundamental rights, directive principles. It was derived from the Constitution of the USA. It was drawn on the model of the Constitution of Ireland. Even the government cannot take away or abridge these rights. These are mere instructions to the government. These are enforceable by a court of law. These are not enforceable in any court. These have legal sanctions. These have moral and political sanctions. These rights strengthen political democracy in the country. The implementation of these principles ensures social and economic democracy. These are natural rights. These lead to protect human rights. Fundamental duties. The fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution are inspired by the former USSR. The 42nd Amendment Act of 1976 added some responsibilities of citizen to our Constitution called fundamental duties. Article 51A declares 10 fundamental duties of the citizens. The list of fundamental duties: to respect the ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. To follow the noble ideas which inspired the national struggle for freedom. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. To defend the country and render national service. To promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood among all the people. To value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. To protect and improve the natural environment, including forest, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. To develop scientific temper, humanism and the spirit of inquiry and reform. To safeguard public property. To strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual, so the nation rises to higher level of achievement. To provide opportunities for education to his child or ward between the age of 6 and 14 years. Center-state relation. The Constitution of India, being federal in structure, divides all powers between the center and the states. The relations can be studied under three headings. Number 1, legislative relation. Number 2, administrative relation. Number 3, financial relations. Legislative relations. The Union Parliament has the power to legislate any part of the territory of India, includes states and territories. The 7th schedule of the Constitution embodies 3 lists, namely the Union list, the state list and the concurrent list. The Parliament enjoys the power in the Union list. The state legislature enjoys the power in the state list. Both the Parliament and the state legislature enjoys the power in the concurrent list. But in case of conflict between the Parliament and the state legislature in the concurrent list, the law of Parliament prevails. Administrative relations. The administrative power of a state extends only to its own territory, whereas the Union has executive power over the matters with respect to which the Parliament has power to make laws. The exercise of its powers conferred by any treaty or agreement. Financial relations. Article 268 to 293 in Part 12 deals with the financial relations between the centre and the state. The Constitution empowers the centre and the state to impose various kinds of taxes. Certain taxes are imposed and collected by the centre and divided between the centre and the state based on the recommendation of the Finance Commission under Article 280. The late Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi appointed the Sarkaria Commission in 1983 to enquire the centre-state relations. With this, we come to the end of the session 3, Standard 10, Civics, Chapter 1, Indian Constitution. So in session 1, we learnt about Indian Constitution, introduction, the need for a constitution, making of Indian Constitution, salient features of Indian Constitution, preamble. In session 2, we learnt Citizenship Act of 1955, acquisition of citizenship by birth, by descent, by registration, by naturalization, by incorporation of territory, loss of citizenship, fundamental rights, right to constitutional remedies. Article 32, suspension of fundamental rights. In session 3, we learnt directive principles of state policy, differences between fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy, fundamental duties, list of fundamental duties, center-state relations, legislative relation, administrative relation, financial relations. Thank you.